life is great, man. We finally going home. I'm finally going home. My last day of extra duty comes up. And then it happened. My senior drill sergeant called the police on us. Alright, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Mac, and I'm here for the video that was highly anticipated. Part 2 of the series on how I almost got kicked out the army. And hopefully the final part of how I almost got kicked out the army. Motherfuckers trying to stay in the army, you know, leave honorably, and that's it. But look though, if y'all do enjoy these military story times, go ahead and drop a like button. I got plenty of other ones to share with my experience. And yeah, if you got any questions about anything, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and drop them in the comments, and hopefully I'll get to all of them. Without further ado, here is part 2, man. All right, so like I said, man, we finally leaving. I'm out of here. We've got 2 weeks till we leave, right? We about to take this last test, and then that's it. And we gonna do this little field exercise for like 3 days, and we go home, man. But we drank a little bit that Canelo fight. Couple of days passed by. Nobody knew about anything. Except for the boy, man. One of my boys came up to me. He's like, yo, no cutting hair today. No barber shit. It's going to be us. We're going to be chilling. And I'm going to pull it with some drink. Like I said, before we ain't get caught. It was cool. It was simple. It was easy. Bad. What can go wrong? We done this before. We know what to do. We got to chill out. And that's it. But something about this particular night, man, it wasn't like any other night. This night is specifically, we had got word that our first sergeant was here, our commander was here, and obviously with them being here, our senior drill sergeant was here. And I told him, bro, I think we should wait, man. I don't think tonight's gonna be the night, man. There's just too much going on. We don't know what we can expect. We had got word that I think the females had gotten evicted or something was going on with the females where they were outside standing in formation. And I told my boy, man, it's too much risk today, right? It's too much risk tonight. Let's wait for tomorrow. He's like, nah, bro, you tripping, man. We got this. You tripping, man. Come on, bro, you got it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe you're all right. Maybe I'm tripping a little bit. Maybe I need to, you know what I'm saying, live in the moment a little bit, take a little more risk. And I'm like, fuck it. We're doing it. What can go wrong? There's no going back now. So we drinking, right? We drinking. We playing music. We playing a little bit of COD. They got the vapes. We got the sunflower seeds. And all in all, we're having a good night, man. One of our boys, they had came in, they left, boom. So after like about 15 to 20 minutes of just vibing, really just having a good time, enjoying the moment that we're finally leaving, and our army careers are starting, we hear a knock at the door. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like a regular knock. It was like a yardstick knock. And we thought, maybe this is one of our boys trying to mess with us. One of our boys that got caught word that, we got a little bit of drink. We having a good time. Maybe they just want to pull up and have a good time with us. And boy, were we fucking mistaken. Because y'all remember that senior drill sergeant that caught me vaping? Well, it just so happened that he caught us drinking. Now, we all froze. I mean, when I tell you we froze, we didn't know what to do. I think I just put my head down. I was like, I had to double take, like, no way. I was like, no way my senior drill sergeant just walked in on us doing this. And boy, when I tell you we froze to the point where everything stopped. The music was still going on in the background, but everything stopped. Everybody's faces changed like that. He walks in. I think we all froze. I froze so bad that I had some sunflower seeds in my mouth that I didn't want to spit out. That's how bad we all just froze. And my senior drill sergeant walks in. He looks at everybody and he goes, I'm about to fuck y'all up. Now, we thought this was going to be one of them old OG army stories where this drill sergeant catches us drinking. He smokes us till we throw it up and nobody ever speaks upon it again. But there was something particular about my senior drill sergeant, man, where he didn't do none of that shit. He took everything to paperwork. So, what does he do? He looks at my boy and he goes, go get your drill sergeant. But before that, he didn't see the drink, right? So when he goes, I'm about to fuck y'all up, he looks down at the trash can and he sees 2 empty bottles of Jim Beam. So my battle buddy goes down, gets my drill sergeant, and they're all having like a meeting in the room. And you know, my drill sergeant, we were pretty cool with him. He thought something had happened. He thought, yo, somebody got hurt, something, right? When he walked in, man, it was the most heartbreaking, disappointing thing we could have done to that man. We were my drill sergeant's first class ever. That like he came from the drill sergeant academy, and we were his first class. So for us to give him, you know, that much of a hard time, I apologize to that man forever. I'll forever be in debt for him, man, because he got us through a lot of tough times. But man, he was like, Are y'all fucking serious?" He looks at it, he goes, "What the fuck?" And man, I just put my head down. He goes, and he talked to every one of us. He just goes down the line, name our names. And he's like, "Man, I can't believe y'all doing this shit. What the fuck?" So then my senior drill sergeant I was the one that did it, man. I ain't gonna lie. I asked my senior drill sergeant, like, "Is there any other way we can handle this, senior drill sergeant?" He goes, "Absolutely the fuck not." So what does he do? He gets on the phone and he goes, "I need an MP down here." For those who don't know what MP means, it's military police. He was calling the police on us. My senior drill sergeant called the police on us and said, "I need an MP down here to do I think it was just like an alcohol test. I don't think it was a DUI test, but it was like an under the influence test. But because there was so many of us, he just made us all go downstairs. He went into my drill sergeant, that room that they had the class with the platoon in. He grabbed random people, or no, he made all the platoon come down to the classroom, grabbed random people. He was making them do the soldier's creed. For those who don't know, it's just like something you got to memorize. And my senior drill sergeant would pick up people he thought were also drinking with us. So one of my boys didn't even end up drinking. He was taking like a little to go, you know what I'm saying? He poured it in his canteen. He was about to leave, and it just so happened that my senior drill sergeant was at the door when he was leaving. But he was scared that my senior drill sergeant, because my senior drill sergeant was on top of us. He was like monitoring us 24/7. Every move we did, he was there. So he wasn't able to get rid of the alcohol. So he takes us down to the MP station. So we're at the police station now, and there's a line of us. My boy over here is wasted. I know he's not gonna pass. I look at him like, this motherfucker's not gonna pass, bruh. We're all standing in the cold. We're shaking. The MPs come. They pull me aside. You know, they pull all of us aside, but they kind of do the little follow my finger, do this, do that. And it just so happened they got to the left, and I like kind of did this a little bit. And I'm like, oh shit. He's like, all right, you good. So I go back. But if that was it, I would have been good, I think. But the problem was we all got breathalyzed. And that's when everything happened. I think I only blew like a .03, which is, it's fine. If you were out here, you're good. A .08 is what you need in order to get in trouble. So I was at .03, I'm chilling. But the problem is when you're in training, you're supposed to blow a 0.00 at all times. That's what got us fucked over. Well, me fucked over. All of us fucked over. My boy blew some crazy shit, like it was close to the 1. So now imagine that. I think he blew like at .80. I don't really remember what the fuck. He blew some crazy shit. So my boy blew some crazy shit, and now they finally separated all of us that were drinking and all of those who weren't, who were just suspected to be drinking. And man, as soon as we get back, we're like, all right, we're gonna forget this ever happened. No, my senior drill sergeant makes us write statements. Statements for what? So now he makes us write statements. I say some bullshit, man. He's asking me questions like, do you know how the alcohol got in the room? I was like, yeah. He goes, how? And I go, someone brought it in. And he goes, who brought it in? I don't know. And then he's like, all right, so write this shit down. So I just write, male brought alcohol into room. Some bullshit like that. No names were dropped. The only time I said a name was when my boy opened the door. That was it. And I tried to keep it as bland as possible. Some bullshit. I give him bullshit. I ain't gonna cap. So now there was a myth going around where all National Guard and Reserve soldiers they can't get recycled. They can't get held back because we're getting paid by our state to go. So whenever our state is makes us go back, we're going back. There's no holding us back. There's no nothing. That was wrong. So our command found a way to pull us out. So mind you, the next day, since the bad kids were already in trouble, they put us on extra duty again, or immediately. For me, it's again. So we got to go set up the Army Combat Fitness Test, ACFT, for this other company. They're doing it, so we go because we're extra duty. We set it up for them, and man, it was just some bullshit. Now I'm not bawling my eyes out for those motherfuckers who say, "Oh, you was crying." I'm not bawling my eyes out, but you got to shed a tear a little bit because you're like, "Fuck!" Like, just like that, our careers are. My career is taken again. Their careers are fucked up, and they don't know what's gonna happen. And yeah, it was a real dark time for me because it was like, damn, like I keep getting in trouble. I can't find a way to succeed. You know what I'm saying? And I was just going crazy, bro. Like, I've been on base this whole time. I haven't left. I've seen everybody else go have fun time of their lives. They're enjoying Virginia. You know, they seen their family members, and I'm here. I'm still cleaning. I'm still doing stuff, and that shit was just getting to my head. Now, mind you, like I said, we just had one more test to finish. The very last one. But all of the active duty soldiers, because the Army could do whatever they want with them, they pull them out of class immediately. Y'all are done going to school. Come back to the barracks. You're staying here until we figure out what the fuck we're going to do with you. Now, it's just me and my other boy. His name was also Garcia. Shout out Garcia, man. He was in the reserves for California, and I was in the National Guard for Connecticut. We're still going to school. So now it's me and my other boy Garcia. We're about to go take our last test for all the modules. And 10 minutes before we're about to start the test, they're like, yo, y'all got 10 minutes to use the bathroom. One of the drill sergeant walks in. He's looking around. He's looking at the classroom, looking around. And I'm kind of ducking my head. And he walks right up to me. He goes, I need you and this other person. Y'all need to go back to the barracks with me. No way did they pull us out, but they pulled us out 10 minutes before the test started. I don't know if y'all know how close that is. If he would have came 10 minutes later, there would have been nothing they could have done to hold us back. We would have made it home on time. You know what I'm saying? Like, once that test starts, there's nothing you can do. You can't leave the room. You can't stop. You can't do nothing. You have to take the test. The test already began. You might as well finish. And that last test is all you need to complete advanced individual training. That, you know, the field exercise, that is not a requirement. It's just all the mods. So they pull us out 10 minutes before we do the mods. And I'm like, I look at my boy Garcia. I'm like, no way, bro. They pulled us out right when we're about to take the test. So now we're like, fuck. Now, are they going to recycle us back to the beginning? Are they going to, like, when are we leaving? I'm thinking to them, like, yo, hopefully we can make it home before Christmas. It's October, fam. It is October, and I'm telling them, hopefully we can make it home before Christmas. So my original class leaves. It's just us 6. And, bro, we're just like, what the fuck are we going to do? Nobody knows what's going to happen. We're hearing word that we're going to get kicked out. We're hearing word that we're not going to get kicked out. I'm thinking I'm getting kicked out. 2 UCMJs, and I told one of my instructors, like, yo, Sergeant, I got another one. He's like, general discharge. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what is that? He's like, try to get them to give you that. And I'm like, what? He's like, when they kick you out, they can either give you an honorable discharge, a general discharge, or a dishonorable discharge. Try to get the general discharge. And I'm like, fuck. I'm thinking to my head, wow, like, there's nothing I could do. And the main reason I was doing this was for my moms. So now we all get pulled out. We're all on extra duty. We see our original class that we came with. They graduated. They left. I'm seeing all of them. Like, we're still on the same floor as they graduate. They come back. They change. They're all hopping on the bus to go get on the planes, go on the POV. And I'm just outside my room looking like, that should be me. Like, I should be leaving with them. I'm thinking this whole time, you know, my family sacrificed all the times. You know, my mom was crying on, you know, me being away for just to get discharged without even starting. without even doing anything in the army. I'm gone just like that. I'm getting, chaptered out technically. And it was a dark time. Man, like every day felt eternal, but at the same time it felt so repetitive. It was just bad, bro. Like, it was bad. For me, I feel like it was worse because I already got in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And we just looking at each other like, fuck, bro. Like, there's nothing we can do now. It is what it is. One of my boy who was wasted, he's like, man, it is what it is, bro. Shit happens. And I'm looking at these motherfuckers like, nah, shit don't happen just like that. Now, this shit gets so big that even the other companies are finding out about us. You know what I'm saying? And what's it called? The instructors are finding out, like, that was y'all that got caught drinking. We heard, like, yo, some soldiers got caught drinking at the barracks, but we didn't know who it was. He's like, that was y'all? And I'm like, yo, this shit is big. But it got so big to the point where the battalion commander came down and he was trying to negotiate, like, what was going to happen with us. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was brigade. The brigade commander, the BC, the brigade commander came down and he was trying to figure out what he was going to do. Drill sergeant walks in, and like I said, my drill sergeant, shout out my drill sergeant, man. Drill sergeant for Tonga. The best drill sergeant on earth to this day, man. He walks in and he kind of diffused us a little bit because we're nervous. We're sitting bricks outside. He's like, man, y'all chill out, man. And we're like, yo, drill sergeant, like, this is the brigade commander. This is the BC. This is a big boy. He's going to kick our ass right out. He don't give a fuck about us. He don't even know us. Boom, gauntlets like that. He's like, man, chill. I got it. We see our drill sergeant walk into that office and he gives a brigade commander a hug. And we're like, what the fuck? They know each other. So my drill sergeant, his prior years, used to be a driver for the general. So being that you're a driver for a general, you have a lot of connections to a lot of different people. It just so happened that my drill sergeant knew him through that. And now he has some soldiers that he's in charge of that got in trouble. And my drill sergeant was like, look, he's like, they're not going to kick you out based on what you did. They're going to evaluate you based on what I say and how I see you guys acting, how you guys, other drill sergeants see you guys acting, how you guys are presented all the time. So the next couple of days finds out, and boom, we're staying in the Army. We are still U.S. Army soldiers. No one's getting kicked out. And as a matter of fact, we got so blessed by God's blessing and Drill Sergeant Fatanga's blessing that we only got a company grade, UCMJ, or Article 15. And just like my vape, same thing, same rules apply. 15 days extra duty, $500 out your check, and nobody finds out about this other than this company. That right there, that is what, and I knew God was with me throughout this whole process, and God was with us throughout this whole process. Our drill sergeant later told us, like, yo, senior drill sergeant was really trying to keep y'all in. Y'all should really be thanking him, this and that. So shout out senior drill sergeant. You know what I'm saying? He's still over there. That's how I'm not gonna name him. But shout out to him. God, God bless him. So now that we know what's gonna happen with us, they make us go to the National Guard liaison, and he kind of explained to us like, yo, look, we signed some papers saying, hey, we're gonna send this to your unit at home just so they have record of this. They can either acknowledge it or they can't, or they won't. You know what I'm saying? They either will or they won't. Just keep it in the back of their mind. Just keep it in the back of your mind that they have it. So don't fuck up at home and give them another reason to check for this. You know what I'm saying? So it was 4 of us that we got put into that the class under us. And it was 2. It was my boy that was wasted, and it was Garcia, the reservist. For some reason, he ended up staying later. 4 of us, we went to the class under us, and I left and I came home. 2 of them still stayed over there an extra month, and they ended up leaving after us. We didn't understand why, because their things kept getting pushed back. You know what I'm saying? Like when we went, they like I said, you gotta have a meeting with the commander, all that. 4 of us went, 2 of them weren't there. And we're asking my drill sergeant, like, yo, what's going on? Why are they not getting their paperwork moved up with us so we can all leave together? He's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. They still, their paperwork still hasn't came back. So unfortunately, they ended up staying later than what they were supposed to be. But we all, ended up leaving eventually. Thank God. My boy, the one that was actually wasted, he ended up going to airborne school, so he became a paratrooper, and he ended up meeting up with our original class over there because a lot of the soldiers went airborne in my class. Yeah, that's we've all just been living our lives in the army. I've been talking to all of them, most of them for the most of the part. But obviously, life gets crazy. I'm no longer active duty, even though I miss it. I miss waking up, doing PT, doing all that shit, all that bullshit. I low key miss it, bro. And some days I be thinking about going active duty. But hey, we're still figuring out this life thing. I still want to do this content creation shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been wanting to do this since I was a little kid, man. So we're right here with it. But yeah, that's basically wrapping up the story, man. So, hey, like I said, if y'all fuck with the military story times, make sure to drop a like button. Make sure to comment what you want to see next. I got some basic training stories. I got some AIT stories. And yeah, so y'all let me know, man, in the comment section below. And then if y'all just want to see more story times in general, make sure to go, comment that shit and make sure to drop a like. But other than that, it's been your boy Mac, and I'm out, man. Peace.